think you could have had it. Okay, looks like the map has started. Raiders! Oh boy! I love Raiders. They're basically Brood War Terran, for those of you who aren't familiar. Uh, oh gosh, infested. Kyosuke would play infested. Mm? Let's see here. Not much to say early on. If we examine the map architecture, the natural is pretty solid, easy to take. There's this little path here you can go on. It's super narrow though, right? So when you pop out of it on this side, you are very vulnerable to being beaten up. Same with the middle to some degree. But the very quick ground map for like early rushes and stuff, this is very nice. Over here we have a third, lovely third, blocked by some rocks. Big open areas here, and a big open area in the center. So for this high ground, gonna want to see people control this to get control of the bridges and whatnot. And just kind of expansions dotting all along the borders of the map here. It's an interesting map. I don't play it on it enough. And oh yeah, there's also this air map. And these are like little anti-air boundaries where you like can't walk into. So that's pretty annoying. Anyway, that's enough air conditioning for John. He can suffer some more. Okay, so I assume we'll see bio. They both do know what the other player's race is, so wildcard just going straight for Raiders. This might be his thing. I played against his Raiders twice. Was it twice or once? No, it was once. I remember now. Seemed like he knew what he was doing, so probably a race he's comfortable with. You know, $30 on the line, man. You don't just pick races that you don't know when there's $30 on the line. This is I believe this is losers, so you know you definitely want to see who gets that $30, and you want it to be you, of course. You never want to fuck around with this sort of thing. So one Marine just coming out, or Raider, I'm sorry. I'm thinking that he has nothing. Nothing at all. I just made a bloop. He's gonna make some dudes. It's fine. Will he spawn? Banelings? Yep. Goodbye, Raider. Another... Oh, his feederling coming in to scout. Probably just popped in. I was like, oh shit, there's a Marine. I'm leaving. Saw that there was no super early expansion, so... Interested to see. Okay, we have a double barracks. Interesting thing about wildcard, he puts this... I'm pretty sure he's either a genius or just doesn't know any better, but you could put this barracks in the back so that your opponent can't see it, because sometimes your opponent can like come up on the ramp here and they get some vision of the area. But like, see how he's rallying these units to like the back? That's so that the front can't see it. So it just looks like he only has this one barracks worth of stuff. So that's nice. I like that maneuver quite a bit. Kyosuke going very macro heavy. Still a level 1 queen. What's this? He hasn't spent it on anything. No road speed. No, there we go. Road speed first. Oh, with his first bit of gas, and then probably a queen next. Dude, I heard it again. Do you hear that? Makes me wonder if there's like something stuck. You know? Like something's... Like, what if there's like a fucking bird in my air conditioner or something? Well, that seems unlikely, but... Anyway, sorry. What's he doing with this tech? Just roaches, fine. A bit of frontline pressure. Okay, so now this Marine sort of attack has been revealed, and he just needs to sort of go in, right? It looks like Kyosuke has responded to this by making a second worm, a third worm? No, not a third worm. Wow, that was a long range. Oh, it was this creep tumor making. I was like, that queen like shot a fucking tumor over there. So one thing similar to Brood War is that you, against fighting Marines, you usually want your worms in a line so that they can like effectively reduce like the surface area of the Marines. So the Marine stimming and going in. Okay, so it looks like his eggs are going to hatch before this happens. So wildcard seems like I'm not sure about this anymore. Second guessing his decision to attack. Still some more eggs hatching here. Looks like Kyosuke making a few more roaches just in case. It's possible that he could break this, but with the second worm, I don't know if he's going to get past that. And this worm on the high ground does 35 damage, so a couple roach hits and the worm can just get a Marine out before they have much chance to be healed. It looks like wildcard knows this. He just decided, hey, fuck it, I'll expand too. The tech for Kyosuke, is he still... Okay, he's at level 2, but it doesn't look like he's made a tech building yet. Creep tumor, okay, here we go. Soaring roost. I wonder if... Did he? Oh, there it is. These indistinct gray blobs of stuff morphing can be difficult to visually see, so he does have a soaring roost. Raven coming out here, so this is actually really good because the Raven will be able to detect all these creep tumors and kind of shoo them away, as it were. And the marine ball. Any upgrades coming in here? Tech reactor. Oh, here's the engineering bay. Dude. You hear that? What the fuck is that? Right? Like, I want to know what that sound is from my fucking air conditioner. It's freaking me out, dude. Anyway, so, right, there's an engineering bay. It's probably going double engineering bays. No, just one. Okay. Going with the weapons. Players, both these guys seem to not favor the double engineering bay upgrades, just fine. You don't have to do that. I guess I just like to. I like having those numbers. Especially for the later game fights. Kyosuke coming in with the scrutinizer, just kind of scout stuff. Doesn't seem like we're seeing much of a harass build or anything. Just a bunch of barracks, so it's going to be a good old Terran bio fight. Just against some roaches, more than likely. It's kind of interesting to see what Kyosuke is going to do for this. I think maggots are kind of a really good response to marines. Like they just start shooting, and then if the marines stay there too long, then they die. So the marines have to bob and weave in and out. I think it kind of gives you a fair amount of control against them. Ooh, where's that scan? Okay, so wildcard definitely knows whatever the hell is up. She's the brood mother level 2 and all that. Where do you scan? What was the other scan? Okay, she's no third base, so he's probably like, alright, no third base. You hear that? That's my air conditioner. You cannot tell me if that was just coming out of your air conditioner, you wouldn't be concerned. Yeah, man. Like, what the fuck? I gotta look in there with like a flashlight or something, man. Shit. Just gonna be like some alien living in my air conditioner. Okay, so... I was gonna say something, but it's just like, okay, there's not really any weakness, because both players just kind of took a second base, made some shit, some units and stuff, and then ended up going for their third base now. So, and then, yeah, they're matching each other for their bases. Dude. Like, seriously. What is that? I bet something's stuck in there. Whatever. So, he had a roach up there to kind of delay his base. Whatever, not a big deal. And he's gonna put down a morph to repair his lovely SCV. Not taking any of these creep tumors, just kind of letting him spread without, because you might not be able to break these ramps, right? But you can definitely take out these creep tumors as the Terran are with most races. There's kind of a period before I think the Infested get their big blob of stuff, where you get your earlier mid-game blob of stuff and they're better. And at that point I think that it's good to really take a bite out of these creep tumors, because like I said, that's kind of what makes them as strong as they are. So third base up, and third base coming up, so this is a pretty equal game. No real decisive factors or cheesy stuff happening early on to really make me think things are going to go one way or another for players. 2 bunkers to hold this, that's funny. Well, not funny, but, you know, entertaining. Nothing else. Very slow game. Not much to say, not much to do. He's... Oh my gosh. I guess he just dropped in his base, and he's also did some drop pods here. Because they just... Unlike every other race, they don't need to like make a transport to harass you, they just click you, and it comes out of the sky. So, that's fine. I didn't see that. Man, I must be getting fatigued or something from doing this. Should pay attention to the minimap. Anyway, so yeah. How many workers were killed? 6? Not too much. Wildcard wasn't really leaving his base though, so it's fine. Man. Yeah, they need to just like fight. It's the Brood War thing all over again. Everyone is just making faces and no real conflict arising from it. Man, I think that the downfall of this is going to be this unabated creep tumor spread, specifically, because it's not a creep tumor, it's a spread. I'm proficient in English, so at the very least I will say that correctly. But in all seriousness, yeah, there's so much creep everywhere, right? Like, look how fast you can move. Like, look at this move speed, right? Like, plus 0.84 move speed. Right, like, that's huge. Shit. Like, you could just go to the middle of the map super fast now. So, yeah, without doing something about this, I think that it's a real problem for Terran. Does he have his super drug upgrade? Looks like there's going to be conflict, but I don't see the super drug upgrade. Admittedly, I kind of forget where to get it. It's like some Ghost Academy. Okay, so the fungal here is pretty good against Marines, because they only have 50 health. And the fungal does 30, but he's just getting a really good spread on him. It looks like Wildcard was shooting these rocks, and then that just was like a perfect line for Kyosuke to kind of just flank him here. A lot of nice shells. This is actually pretty hard to do, unless you like do it on your mini-map or your select bar. But it'd be nice to see him with that stim upgrade, because Raiders can get an upgrade where they're just permanently stimmed, and I actually don't see that being researched anywhere. He does have double upgrades going, thankfully. But yeah, no stim upgrade. No Ghost Academy. It's kind of like the bio upgrade to just be like, well, Raiders are just fast. Our guys are just like always stimmed, and their medics get it, and all the other infantry get it. So that's cool. Doesn't seem to be here though. Oh, Spectre School here. Finally, this is what we really want to see right here. When this building is done, he can get that Terrazine upgrade, assuming he doesn't spend it on anything. So Kyosuke just in the center of the map. Again, able to quickly reinforce this position due to the creep and all that. So, I think, what's his name? Wildcard will be able to deal with this. As long as he gets rid of some of these creep tumors, now he has a good spread. He's better spread on his opponent than his opponent has on him. So, as long as his medics are in there and healing these people, it's a very roach heavy or arachnid heavy army, but that's okay. You can correct that easily by hitting your button and get a lot of roaches. And you know, to beat these roaches, you really have to move, right? Because if the roaches surround you, they beat you. So it seems like he's not letting you move with that fungal growth either, and those roaches just come down right on top of you. So unless you see that drop pod, you know, they can just get right into position to really beat you. So is he going to pull through? Looks like it. It's pretty even. He doesn't have any more fungal growths to throw out. He does have one that he could potentially use. Looks like those medics are getting pretty low on energy, though. Or doctors. Field doctor, I should say. So, he did get pushed back, but if his Marines are able to keep going in and he gets this drug resistance upgrade quick, I think he'll be able to handle this. Shame none of those bunkers are necessarily up here. That would have been really helpful. Fungal growth and all that. That's just, it drains so much of the energy of the medics and also just does really good damage to the Marines. Even though it's 30, it doesn't kill them, but if other things are hitting them right, that's just like a lot of damage. So that fungal growth again, geez. I want to get in that bunker, pal. Well, he did stop his fourth base, so Kyosuke is not mining from his fourth base yet, but still, 3 bases to 4 bases. The income looking pretty even. Kyosuke barely ahead. Terran can be very efficient, though, with the way Bio works against Infested. So I think he's okay. He didn't, like, die or anything. His base was just lost. He's occupied that bunker. He's going to get some scans here to see where his opponent is. Right? Yeah. Seeing where the bases are. So he has a good feeling of, you know, how the bases are doing and all that. But this strictly Bio army, though, it might be kind of hard to deal with that fungal growth without, like some tanks, you know, to take up good positions and just sort of, you know, shell at them from the distance. I mean, it's difficult to make tanks work since roaches can just drop pod instantly on you. But I guess go bio, right? That seems to be the StarCraft 2 motto here. You just really always want to get bio. Almost in every circumstance, it seems. There's very few exceptions to that. A bit of an issue, I'd say. But whatever the case is, in this case, you may want to diversify away from bio just because of how good and how many infestors he has to kind of deal with that, right? a few siege tanks, maybe like something, right? Because he has no form of offense, and he hasn't stopped any of these creep tumors. So this is all just going to his 4th base here, and that big group of units is just up there and has the high ground, and now it's just a big ball, and they're just taking apart some of these Marines whenever they get caught in fungal growth. So Kyosuke is the one really deciding and initiating all these fights, you know, as he wants to, rather than letting wildcard kind of choose his engagements. You know, in doing that, it means that he's ready to fungal growth every single time like this, right? And he has these ideals like choke points against the Terran here, Raiders, where he can do those fungal growths. So it seems like he's really just sticking it to him, and it's very difficult to spread out. You know, when you're being pushed around and clustered, you can just get those big groups of Marines to fungal growth. And again, all these bases, just so much mining going on here, right? Like, now he is a 5th. So none of this economy is going to be slowing down anytime soon. And even if he holds this, right, his economy is still behind. It looks like he still doesn't... Does he have drug resistance? No, still no drug resistance. I wonder if he's getting that at Spectre Skull. Yeah, there it is. Once he gets this, I think it'll help him hold this line a lot better and just increase the effectiveness of all of his infantry by like a ton. He's not having to stim, you know, 1 stim plus 1 fungal growth, your raiders are at 10 health, right? And even like a roach can just shoot it twice and then break them. So it looks like the roaches and the reinforcements here are doing quite a bit of work. No real defenses are... there's a bunker there, but it is unoccupied. This bunker is filled, but might not be enough, especially with the arachnids coming in to break buildings and any armored units. I don't necessarily think... Wildcard does have a bit of money in the bank. Maybe he can hold if he gets like the... Oh, maybe not. I was going to say, maybe if he got a group of bio behind his base with medics ready to heal it, you know, produce a wave or two, he'd be fine, but yeah.